able to find this recording in the same place that you found the same place you found the link for this. I know I emailed it to everyone as well, but on our professional development document, we have a tab at the bottom that says technology integration recordings, because we're recording all of these. So I've linked that here if you need it. Here is my contact information. I also have a teammate, Ms. Potan, that'll be in the chat. She's a great resource. She's dpotan1, and I'm going to remind you of that in the chat as well. You can reach me at bshillette@ebrzschools.org, bit.ly/bshillette is my site where I just keep all this stuff. And then you can follow me on Twitter. And those of you who aren't on Edu Twitter yet, I can help you with that. This presentation is most assuredly not like digital, you know, I do not have a copyright. So feel free to make your own copy. Take this back to your department. Anybody who has questions, hopefully it'll help them. If you want to redeliver this or share it on that first day with your teacher friends, that would be wonderful. So make your own copy, make it what works for you. But the goal of Flipgrid is really to empower students and really to make them feel like part of a community. So you know, and that's the goal, and that's something that it's really, really hard in this new era we're living in. I've taught Flipgrid before, and it was a little different because it was like, here's another tool you could use, but the kids are already face to face. Now you can see that like Flipgrid it's a great way for the students to interact in a safe environment. It's, you know, it's like safe social media. And they can add those stickers and they can use filters and stuff. And really the goal is to like empower them, to make them feel like they have a voice, and build on that socialization. And it's fun for PDs too. Like there are lots of people who use it for PLCs and stuff. I know that like when they're face to face, I'm that person that's like, oh, I don't want to do that. But it is important when you're doing all this online stuff to get people engaged and go deeper than that screen, because sometimes that screen can be a barrier between you and the student, or you and your fellow educators. So like Flipgrid's mission is to empower learners to share their voice, because they get their own bubble to share, and see the diverse voices of others, because there are ways to get you know, global interaction for stuff if you so choose. And I know if you wanna reach out to a class in the UK or in Italy, I know plenty of educators. Just reach out to me. We can arrange something. Sure, I can totally put that website up again. EBR Flip. This presentation will live here. I'm not gonna remove it. It'll live at this bit.ly. If I create another one, I'll put it somewhere else. So you can save this, put a star by it, add it to your drive. It'll stay here. So really, Flipgrid is really simple, and it used to be a lot more difficult. We used to not have a webcam feature. You used to have to do it on your phone. So that was always like you know, that you had to have an iPad or a tablet. It used to only be an app. So now they have a web-based version. It's a lot simpler to share it. It is integrated with Google Classroom. So it's really gotten to be really fun and very simple at the same time. And like I said, it puts that face with the teacher and the student. Because sometimes I know we're going to struggle getting students to be on the computer, you know, it's synchronous learning. So this is a one way where you can interact asynchronously, but still have that face-to-face communication. I know like one way I've heard it worded is eyes create trust, and like create that bond. So I'm going to walk through some of these slides, but I'm also going to flip over to the actual site. I'm going to stop sharing my screen just for a second, because I'm going to share my whole screen and not just this tab. Do you have any questions Will a Chromebook? Yes. Definitely. I know before we have had the cameras locked down, I taught middle school, and I have trust issues too. And I know it was a pain because they were like calling each other during class, and all this stuff. But yes, now that we're insisting the kids meet with us, you'll certainly, those webcams will be on. So yeah, keep the questions coming though. I'm just here to help you. All right. So Flipgrid, though, one thing I do also like about it is the company itself is very, very supportive with resources as well. They recently did this huge conference called Flipgrid for All, where they released all this updates, and it was like super inspiring. It was great. You can find it online. But they're a really cool company, and it's free. You don't have to pay any money. There's no upgrade version. It's free, which is like #1 reason it's great. I've linked here. I'm not going to walk you through all of these things because it would take a minute. But here I really have like a very, very detailed list of how to do things if you want to take it to the next level, extras, and just like all the lingo here, like what is a grid? A grid is a community of learners. That's your whole bubble. Might be your 2A class, your 3A class, or all of your students together. And then those grids are broken down into topics. So you could have a whole American history class and then have American Revolution, War of 1812, antebellum period, all that kind of stuff. And like I said, so this is a really good, if we can refer back to this, if something I'm saying isn't making sense. But you can talk about how students are responses or replies. You can even have topic guests. So if you want to invite somebody else, like if you want to invite me, and like I said, I know a lot of people from around the world, and they're very, very willing to help. So if you want somebody to pop in with a funny accent, I got you. It talks about the shorts, what are the quick response codes. And so here's where we're going to start, is creating your account. So step 1 is we're going to head over to Flipgrid, and step 2 is we have to set up a quick profile. So if you've already got a Flipgrid account, awesome. If you haven't, then here you go. So we're going to go to www.flipgrid.com. So it's going to take me right here. Now, this is another place. If you want to kind of just like Nearpod, you can also enter a code here, and it will take you to a specific Flipgrid, which I think is pretty cool. Like I said, if you want to send a kid here, or parents, this would be a great way you could engage parents, and it's very, very simple. So I'm going to look up here at the top, and it says educator sign up, which is important because you don't want to sign up as a student. I already have an account. That's why so you can see this is my bubble. I already have an account, but when you hit that button, you're going to get these two options: sign up with Google or sign up with Microsoft. I would sign up with Google because I have too many passwords in my life already. And use your EBR account to connect it, just so you'll have that single sign on. Now, you can change that later. So like because you're not, but if you went to another district or something like that, you can change that account. So don't think like, what if I leave and I want to take all this stuff with me? You can change that. You could go into your account, and they're going to ask just a few questions, whatever you're comfortable with. If you want to just put your initials, you want to put your whole name, just kind of some grade age, just so they can give you that correct information. So the suggestions and things like that will be appropriate. And they're going to hit that create account button. 2-step process to logging in. That used to be a little more difficult, but it's really gotten a lot greater. So to give you, anybody having trouble with that, if you're not following along and you want to come back to this later, that's great. I'm just going to check in and see anybody has had issues, anybody's trying is going to have issues. Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right. Good deal. We are moving right on pace. All right. So once you are here, once you've created your account, obviously, you're gonna, if you haven't ever used it before, this is gonna be blank right here. But I've used this, a few times before. Today, and I'm gonna share this one with you. Today I created one, and I've already gotten a few. So I kind of was even thinking, this is my new plan, is to have like a Flipgrid community for EBR, like be able to share ideas and to like practice what I preach. If I think this is great, I should be using it, right? With teachers. So EBR Flipgrid, and like I said, I work with a lot of people in other places that use this a lot to communicate. We even have like a birthday one. Like I have a group. It's under a different account I can show you, but like we have one just to wish people happy birthday. We add a different topic for each one. So these are all my grids. Like I said, a grid is like big picture. It's where you put all your topics in your space. So you might want to have all of your students, or just one class, or just a specific group. But in that grid, you'll be able to put a bunch of different topics. So like if I wanted, this grid is just for like ed puzzle questions. But here I have my EBR Flipgrid community. So that's a grid, and the topics are in it. So you might ask, how am I going to create my own grid? Well, Flipgrid has made it easy. If anybody too, when you start teaching online, make your cursor bigger. It's really helpful. So I want to create a new grid. All right. So I'm going to hit that add grid button. And please, please, please ask questions. Danielle's in the chat, and I'll pop in, or unmute yourself if you've got a question. So I'm going to create a grid. Now I'm going to pick which type I like. I know that I'm going to make this one public because I have a Google Classroom that has teachers on it that I'm going to share with. But with students, you might want to get them just to limit who can access. To make sure it's just students who have like that EBR account. You just need to make sure they create their account using EBR, or they log in with EBR. If you want to have like your own codes, and I know secondary people are like, I don't know, I have 180 kids. If you want to have like your own little codes for students to get in, it'll probably be better for littles. You're welcome to do that. But I'm going to choose the educator learning community. So I've named it, and I'm going to have to give it a unique name. Now it's going to generate this already. Yeah, I was pretty sure Hogwarts wasn't available. All right, there you go. So I've got my grid created, and I'm going to hit next. Oh, foolish of me. All right, it's going to allow me if I want to add a password, depending on how private you want to be and how capable you think your students are of remembering a password. That's it. I know I probably sound like a cynic, but I taught middle school. So anyone with a flip, if you don't have a password, anybody with your code can join, but you can delete it, and you can set your settings where you have approval, that kind of thing. And they will, if you turn that password on, they will have to have that Microsoft or Google account. All right, so my grid is ready. So like I said, if you just want to share the entire thing with your Google Classroom and be like, hey, all of the topics I'm going to post are here, return here, or if you want to share each little topic individually, you can do both. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to share this to my Google Classroom. My favorite button in the world is when you get to see that Google Classroom. I'm going to select. Oh no, I switched it. I'm going to put it somewhere else. I have a Hogwarts one. But so I'm going to share it here, and just I can make an announcement or put it as assignment. All right, and now it's posted to my class. Really, really simple. Like I said, it used to not be that way. So I have created my first grid, and I have shared it with a classroom. If you want to share it a different way, if you want to share it through Remind or email, they've got this big share button with a rocket on it. It's going to give me that link or even a QR code. So, and that's an office, that's in, you know, like a littles. I know we're working on that for like, with little kids having those QR codes, or even high school. I've seen high schools that hung up those QR codes and had like, you know, senior class say goodbye using the Flipgrid. You could hang those up as well, and all the students could access it, just depending on what you're using it for.
Mm-hmm. Flipgrid.
Hey, do you have a question?
Oh.
There you go. Hi, Miss Robert. I can see you there. All right. So I've got my grid. I've learned how to share that. I'm just going to refer back to my slide deck, just to, you know, make sure, like, whenever if you go back to this later, you're kind of putting it together. Just a reminder about those grid community types. There's 3 ways you can share them. And now we're going to talk about adding topics. When Flipgrid started, it was just a little bitty company, so they did not have access to the Smithsonian and TED Talks and NASA, but now all that is here for you. And I'm a serious proponent of having things already done for me. I don't know about y'all, but if something is done for me, I'm all about it. Make sure I don't have any questions. All right. So I'm going to go into my grid, and I'm going to add a topic. I'm going to click right here. All right. I can add a co-pilot. So if I want to add somebody.
Someone keep muting me. Oh, Lord.
All right. And I'm going to invite her to be my co-pilot. Hey, if you have a question, you want to unmute yourself, that'd be awesome. Just let me know. All right. So I can invite a co-pilot, which is awesome. I'm always looking for help. I love to have, you know, teacher friends that'll help me out. So I have my flip code from here if I want to go back and edit it, or if I want to duplicate it, like if I have 5 social studies classes.
What?
And hey, do you have a question? All right. Awesome. Hey, okay. I'm just gonna mute just in case you have a question. Let me know. So we're gonna go in and start adding some topics. It's gonna give me this default, and we're also gonna walk out. There are a bunch of these already made for you too. This is only if you want to start from scratch. A lot of these already made. So I'm gonna add a topic. So you might want to have a simple question. You can put tons of details. You can limit how long they can talk. And sometimes I find kids talk too much. It just depends. Sometimes they talk too little. You can choose to approve them before they're posted. That's a trust issue. I totally get why you might do that. So you can choose that every time somebody posts, before it goes live and other students can see it, you have to approve it. And that's just a good idea. It's just, you know, like I said, it just depends. Oh, Ms. Perkins, in the topics section, something students could use to break into groups and work on stuff together. Absolutely. You could have all the different topics. You have group 1, group 2, group 3, and they could all respond to theirs. This is an awesome idea. If you created an account but you lost it, you just lose your password. Let us know. We'll try to fix that. And yeah, keep these questions coming. So this is super neat too. If you want to like add extra information or add like a focus or just add something fun, you can do all of that now. You can even add a Nearpod or a Wakelet if you're interested in Wakelet, super cool, or Kahoot. All of these things that you're already using, you can now bring them all together and get students to respond face-to-face really simply and really in an organized way. Instead of having 10 students make all these different videos and send them to you, you can have them in a little bubble, assign them to the Nearpod you want. Or here you could record your own video, you know, because eyes create trust. I'm gonna add a GIF because I'm a GIF person. And I'm gonna put a GIF that works for me. And I can delete that if I don't like it. You do only get to add one focus. So if you decide to add a Nearpod or something else, you can't add a GIF with it. We should tell them to fix that. But I'm gonna leave it at 90 seconds. I don't know about y'all, I'm sorry if you hear rain, it's storming here. And I'm gonna create that topic. I even have though a more options button. If you wanna add a tip or if you wanna add an attachment, if I wanna add a Google Doc to this, anything like that, you can really build out a topic or you can make it really simple, really up to you. And they've got it where you could schedule it. And I'm all about scheduling some stuff because I forget all the time. So you might want to have it where you have it scheduled, like each week, here's the new Flipgrid, and then set it and forget it. And these are all advanced features. This is only stuff if you really want to look at it. But one thing I really like, and it's something important that we always talk about in education, is feedback. And you can even give basic feedback to every person. You can make custom feedback and say, hey, I didn't like you said this, or you didn't use the correct vocabulary. So you've got some feedback built in if you're using this as like an assessment tool. And you can even say that all is your default if you have some things you always like. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna create this topic. And now I have my own way to share it. Once again, I can share it straight to that Google Classroom. I've got that QR code and we are all set to go. And those are the big points, making a grid and making a topic. Is that everybody with me on these things? Absolutely, Ms. Perkins. They're not up, they're just creating the videos. So this would be, they can't, but you can also do like screencasts and those kinds of things and upload them, depending on like how your students could do it. Or like if you had a good Google Doc, like each person could add their response, like the link to their response. There are some different ways to do it. But yeah, it is a video response tool. But now you do have other options. You can upload your own videos. That just depends on how good your kids are with tech. All right. So I've created my grid. I'm going to go back. Remember, this is all in that detailed guide I posted. If you're like, I have no idea, you know, hold on. It is storming at my house. So I'm going to go back here. I've added my topics, but now too, I want to show you something. Is they have a whole library of these already made for you. If something is done already, I am all about using that. So I see at the top, I have my activity, my grid. You can make a mixtape and put a bunch together. But I'm going to look at the Disco library. And here, there are tons of these already made for you from all these different places. The World War II Museum has been doing a lot of these lately. This has really been making them a day. They've been doing, like, you watch this World War II survivor testimony, and students from all over have been responding. Victory Gardens, they've done a bunch lately, and it's like my favorite thing in the whole world. So these are super cool. And like in the social studies curriculum, it talks about analyzing political cartoons. It talks about analyzing photographs. Here's a way that students can see other kids and how they've done it, or even respond. So I think, like I said, there's a lot. I'm obviously a social studies person. I can't help it. But there are a lot of these already made. And if you want to share them, you can do that using that same Google Classroom button. Now, and you could also make it like vocabulary, you know, super popular. So I'm going to do math just because, you know, if I click here, I've got area of perimeter. It's got this whole outer space video attached. I can add it to a grid I've already made. You know, I could select a class. These are my, you know, my classes I've already made. I can add it to my favorites, and this is just done for me. And I'm fascinated by this. So you've got that resource already there, and now my students can respond on my grid to this activity that's already done for me. Once again, like, and there's all kinds of stuff on here. Where you can just find your topic and go with that. I know right now, like, race, equity, and justice is a huge topic. And if you want to engage your students on those kinds of things, really, really some great lessons out there. Codeorg does wonderful things. If I've got any of my coding people here. So just, you know, check it out. Like, look around, see what's already done. Maybe you want to start with something that's already done and then create your own. And from there, students can respond, which is like the most important, right? And I can show you if you would like to respond and practice from a student perspective. I can put right here, I made our Flipgrid community. And I've made a topic on how we can use Flipgrid in distance learning. I've had some people respond already. This is Fred from Minnesota and Darren from the UK. So if you want to see how people are using it all over the place, I put it here. This is probably going to be a very collaborative space. I'm sure more people will add it. So if I want to share that link with all of you, I'm going to put it in the chat. Just another way you can do it. So, oh, sorry. My fault. I didn't, it's my bad. I didn't copy it right. Or I can just hit the copy button. Oh my gosh, don't fire me. It's even got a hot copy button. So now, and the, right, Ms. Perkins, that is such a good point that it eliminates like a lot of typing. I know that's a concern, but like if you've got a response like to a book or something and you don't, it's not dependent on their typing skills. It'd be a great idea. That's a wonderful idea. So I put the code for the Flipgrid that I've started. If you guys want to share in on how you're intending using it, Ms. Perkins, I think some of your ideas would be fantastic to share. So share it and you can practice and see how it's going to look for the student perspective. And so you guys have come up with some great ways already. Here's a serious list of how you could use Flipgrid from pre-K through, with your staff. Like I said, I think school yearbooks are a super cute idea. Staff meetings, career days, so you could have that guest speaker and then have students respond. I use it a lot for, I have some friends who use it for birthdays, because right now, birthday parties are a lot different. So book talks, commercials, oh my gosh, it's really cute idea. All these different ways you could use it. And like here, virtual and physical field trips. I do a whole PD on virtual field trips. It'd be a great way to get students to respond to that. Because sometimes like we show them a field trip, we don't get that analysis part of it. Tons of ways. And then not to overwhelm you with the tons of amazing information, but here's a doc that specifically has it broken down by grade and subject. So here's tons of stuff specifically by grade and by subject. Music and arts, I know that's going to be a department that we really need to support right now, because the music world is, we don't know how it's going to look post-COVID. So there's some really, really great information right here. It is linked on this presentation. And I've also got a whole section on just using it with distance learning. You're welcome to share any of this. This is a document you can share with students and families to explain to them how to do it. So if you want to print this out or send out the link, it kind of explains what it is. So if you have parents with questions or anything like that, or for your little, you can use this to explain how to use it and why you're using it. All right, I'm gonna pause for questions. I might have talked too long. All right, yes, Mr. William, I saw you yesterday talking about the art. A way you can follow this topic or subscribe to it. Yes. No, you do not need to save the link. When you add a video, or like when you create one, you'll get email. You can choose to get emails every time somebody adds to it. No, you definitely have that option. You get sometimes you get a lot of emails though. So like I said, right here, tons of uses. Maybe jazz up your PLCs a little bit, because we don't know how that's going to look either. Right, so if you're a Twitter person, Flipgrid is super cool on Twitter. They do tons of good stuff, so you should follow them. Their hashtag is often Flipgrid for all, and they do a lot of really great things. And if you've got something cool, share it with them, and they'll share it with the world as well. So we really talk a lot about how you can use Flipgrid, though, to empower those kids, to get those kids who might not speak as much, to when they can record their own video in their own bubble. How does that look, and how can that impact them? And there are a million of these stories where students who wouldn't necessarily raise their hand now have, more confidence because they responded in their own way, in their own bubble, to a topic, got that good feedback, and built that confidence. All right, I might finish a little early. I don't think anybody's gonna mind if we cover it well. So, Flipgrid Certified Educator. Topic of the title of this was Get Flipgrid Certified Today. To get Flipgrid Certified, it is not the same process as the Google Level 1 3-hour exam. What you do need to do to get certified is to use Flipgrid. So I've got all the information. I can walk you through the process though. So you can use Flipgrid. You create you create your account, just like we walked through. You create a grid, and then you get 3 responses. 3. You got 3, choose your friends. But you do need 3 responses. Once you get that, you complete like your profile and everything. You add one of these templates to your grid. Simple enough. We walked through that. And then you respond to Flipgrid's video. They've got a really cool, and obviously all the Flipgrid certified educators have posted here. So it's got tons of stuff. But you respond to the question, why is student voice important? And how do you amplify and empower your learners? Doesn't have to be really long. They're not grading you. You just have to respond with your ideas. You can see all these people have responded. You do, when you film your video, you take a selfie, and I can walk you through that if you'd like to see it. But you take a selfie and you can obviously add stickers and all kinds of fun things to it, glasses. And these are all things the kids will also have access to. And these are all things that the kids absolutely love. So it's just a really, really cute way to engage everybody. So the process for getting Flipgrid certified is incredibly simple. When you're finished, I do suggest emailing them just in case, just so they remember to look at you. This is a group of people. I know sometimes these companies seems like it's like a robot, but I always email them just in case. And just to let them know, hey, don't forget to look at my stuff. And that's linked on the blog. And in fact, I'll put that email address on here so you can see. Email them at certified@flipgrid.com. And I'm going to add this on the presentation. Just to make sure, but send them an email when you've completed this. They will respond really, really quickly. All right, so that is added on there. I will fix the font, don't worry. So I'm gonna pause for some more questions. You guys have had, this is, and I'm not exaggerating, my best group I've ever had for a training. You guys have offered so many good ideas. Yeah, if you have these already from last year, absolutely, Ms. Knight. All you have to do is add to that flip. You know that, yeah, you don't have to test. You just add to that main Flipgrid post, like respond to them, and then send them an email and say, hey, I'm done, and you're done. If you've already used it, you're done. So you have to add to follow it. You'll have to respond to follow it. And let's walk, I'm gonna walk you through that. Flipgrid under Clever. And luckily we have the Clever person here if it's not, right? Right, Ms. Ponton?
Right, I'm checking on it right now, and if it's not, if it's not there, person. Yeah, if it's not there, I'm putting it right now.
Can we add out Flipgrid in the chat in here? Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, and you can add it. Perfect. So add out Flipgrid links in this chat. Absolutely. If you're looking for 3. Oh yeah. Ms. Perkins, and then Ms. Potan too is making sure it can be in the district, but because she's our Clever guru. Perfect. Yeah. So we have put your code here, and we can respond if anybody wants to help everybody out here. That would be great. So I think everybody, the videos of the other presentations, from our other technology stuff. On that same sheet that they've been sending out, the one, I know I emailed everybody, but the same sheet that they've been sending out, Now I'm recording this on Meet, so it has to process and I have to upload it to YouTube. So you have to give me like a day or two. Because I have to be like at my computer. All right, so right here on this sheet, it's the same one we've been sending out. This is going to be the hub for information. Even if you want, you can star it. So it shows up in your start in your Google Drive. But along the bottom, you're going to have elementary ELA, technology integration. Right here, it says tech integration recordings. And it has links to all the ones we've done so far. I'll put this one. There's a Flipgrid one already there. But I am going to I'm going to update it with this one because I updated our presentation a whole bunch since then. Made it better just for you guys, so you'll find it on here. So it'll be right here. I'm actually going to delete that one so I'd make sure it has the right one there. All right. We've covered, I mean, a lot of it. We've, with minutes to spare, I'm obviously going to stay online, but if you want to stay here, create your own grid, play around with it and practice, by all means, please do. We can respond. I wish I could show my crazy friend's response. I have not had good success with showing videos on Meet. I know there are ways, I'm just not good at it. I know, though, that that's going to be a skill set all the distance learner teachers are really going to master. But we do have a bunch of good, I'm almost nervous to show this one. If this guy is like it's not loud, but he teaches like language students. So you can talk about, you see when I pull it up, I can mark it as a featured response. Remember I talked about adding to mixtapes. I can edit his video and his information, or I can share his video, but I can give him that feedback. So I'm going to say 5 out of 5. He'll be able to access my feedback, and then I can email that to him. The only problem is with that feedback, those students are going to have to log back in because they don't have email through EBR. That's a pain. But I can also, he's going to get it, but I can copy this feedback link and send it to him as well. And that's unfortunate. I know we all want students to have that email. If you wanted to, and I mean, okay, for my purposes, if anybody, it's just, now I'm just playing around. Yes, Ms. Perkins, you can upload screencasts. And we can walk through that. Flipgrid is under Clever. Yes, anybody can respond to our friends in here into their Flipgrid. I'll sit down and respond to them for sure, so you'll have one. So say I want to respond, because you can respond to your own, I believe. All right. Okay, well, it's not letting me respond to my own. You can, though, upload, and I can, right here. So actions, record a response. Let's walk through what that looks like. It is, I hope I don't break my computer by having a meet up and my camera up and all this. But so it's going to ask you to use your microphone and camera. Obviously, I need that. This is what, on the student end, this is what it's going to look like. Oh, ignore me. But they'll have options for filters. I know, I don't want them to have options for a blue filter, but they're going to have it nonetheless. They have options for stickers or pixelate. I would ban them from that. It would, I know that would drive me nuts. They can add a custom sticker, like if they want to have the school logo or anything like that. You can change all kinds of stuff. Add emojis. And so I can put that here, or you can put it over your face if you look a mess like me. So you can add emojis, add text. I like the word groovy. That's really fun. I can move that around. This is what it's going to look like for me. We talk about uploading videos. You see right here, I hit the 3 dots, just now the universal symbol, you know, thanks Google for more options. But if I have the 3 dots here, I can upload a video clip or a screen recording right here. Or I can make the screen recording right here as well. I know some people are like, I don't need another screen recording, but this is one way you can do that. So you can respond to your own with this and keep it all organized. So I can do a screen recording. I can upload a video, or, you know, and obviously I want to keep the audio on, but you can do it without audio if needed. So I can hit this record button. So I'm not going to talk too much. Like I said, I don't want to break the computer. So once I've recorded, hit next. It's going to record it. This is when you take that selfie we were talking about, where you can add glasses and all kinds of foolishness, hats, all that stuff that, you know, kids would love to do. I'm gonna make myself like a bobblehead, and then all kinds of fun stickers. You could do this all day. And then, you know, because you know the kids will. Then I hit next, and it's gonna add that as my selfie, as my response. And I'll get to, I'm gonna put delete later. So I submit that video, and now I get that message that says it's done. So that's, I mean, I don't think it's anything the kids can't do. And if somebody does something I don't want everybody to show, you see my options here. I can hide this response. I can reactivate it. Like I said, add it to a mixtape. So if you have kids that respond to a bunch of different topics, you can put it together in one video. You can download it, post it somewhere later, or just download the selfie. So if you get students, you know, if we have to go virtual, which I don't have any good information for you, but we do have to go virtual, and you want to like do your introduction to each other, your class using Flipgrid, you can even download all the little pictures for later. I'm going to delete this response. All right. Oh, look at all the guys who have already made it. Oh my gosh, it's fantastic. So anybody have questions? You guys have all clearly nailed it because you've made Flipgrids before we even left. Once again, best group I've ever had. Ms. Patton, do you have the evaluation link handy, the attendance link? If not, I can pull it up if you have it right offhand. Good. Okay. So she's gonna post that that evaluation link right now. So for attendance, you know, make sure you get credit. I'm gonna stay on the line. Yes, God, that is a fantastic idea. I can, you know what, share them with me. I think the certification process is so easy. Like, all you gotta do is use it a few times, and they're like, hey, you're certified. And everybody loves a good badge, right? I really, really think that part. Now, level 2, that's the difference. It's a lot. I'm not level 2. I need to work on it. It's a little bit more. All right, so Miss Patan has pasted the link for attendance and evaluation. We certainly do look at this feedback, so definitely, you know, we do look at it. And make sure, you know, so we can mark you attended. Set it to where I have to view the videos before you post. Fantastic. Perkins, you understand me, because I am the same way. I have slightly too many topics. So tabs open. So you can go in, even if I've created it. See, I've created this already, but I can go back and edit it. And this is this button, video moderation, where I have to approve it. And if those that have already posted are going to stay active, but if I realize like, oh wait, no, I need to change this plan. Yeah, it's just a quill. It's almost like Flipgrid knows what middle school kids are like. I can turn that on and off very quickly. But that was a really good question. All right. All right, well, we'll post that link again for attendance. I'm going to go back. I'm going to stay on the line for a while. I'm going to try to add, and I might, if you don't mind, I might email everybody after you leave. If you post your Flipgrid here, I can email it to everybody that attended today, so we can all make sure we get our 3 responses. If anybody, you know, if you've got time. I can share it with some educators now outside of VBR, but I can't be responsible for what they say. So yeah, let us know. I'm gonna stay on the line for a while. Like I said, I'm probably gonna try to put these Flipgrids in one place, and so we can all, you know, if we want to help each other practice, that would be great. I know Miss Patan will too.
Hey, Miss Shalette.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, this is Patan. Can you just create that that doc and share it with everyone, and then we can all just go ahead and paste our name and Flipgrid address there?
How is this woman not the smartest?
You're lying. That's what you're gonna do.
That was not what I was gonna do.
Make it a nice table so we can put our name on one side.
I was totally not gonna do that. I was gonna totally like sit here and do it all myself. So I'm gonna put anyone with the link can edit. And I'm gonna, like she said, add a. This is not what I was gonna do. This is why I needed the pot in here. All right, I'm gonna enter a nice little table where you could put your responses. All right. But I'll try to put as many as I can too. I know a few people left. All right, so I'll put that link in there if we want to share it out. A topic guest. That's a really good question. A topic guest would be, I don't know if they only have limited access. That would be like if you wanted to get somebody to talk for career day or something. Or if you, I don't know if they would, I don't think they would limit their access. I haven't used that before. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you're using it. I really think it's fun. I think it'll be fun in distance learning because we all really need to jazz up the fun because it's going to be hard on everybody. Awesome. Well, I'm going to stop the recording, but I'm going to stay on the line.